Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Hagen-Botham Insurance and Financial Services.
This show focuses on sharing good news and powering the good in our community. Now here's your host, City Current CEO, Jeremy Park.
Welcome back to the City Current Show, powered by Hagen-Botham. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference and powering the good. And we always love spotlighting Porter-Leath. That's why we're excited to have with us their president, Sean Lee. Sean, how are you doing?
Doing great, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, you all are celebrating a milestone indeed, 175 years of powering the good here in the Mid-South. So let's start with a little bit of history. Give us some background on Porter-Leath.
Happy to. So Porter-Leath was founded in 1850. We were really powered by an amazing lady named Sarah Leath. That's the Leath in our name. And she gathered people together because there was no place for children to go in Memphis. If you were a child that maybe your parents abandoned you or they passed away, you just begged on the street. And so Miss Leath said, I got to put a stop to this. Brought people together, went to a judge. They found a little storefront downtown, and that was our humble start in 1850. And we did that really downtown until about 1854, where we moved way out to the suburbs at Manassas and Chelsea, which at the time was. And we were an orphanage really like that for over 100 years. And it's really been the last 30 years where the agency really has taken off and really gotten into some innovative new work beyond just being an orphanage.
Yeah, when you look at the evolution, it's impressive. But, you know, as the times change and the needs change, you all have evolved with that and doing tremendous good on a number of fronts. Let's start with the early childhood and the development there. You've got a number of initiatives when you talk about early childhood education. So start there in terms of the programs, and then we'll dive in even deeper.
Yeah, so after being an orphanage, we got into foster care around 1960, and doing that for many years, we realized we've got to go upstream. And so it was the 1990s when the brain research really caught up with us, and we said, this is it. We've got to pivot to early childhood. So we still do foster care. It's really important to us, but getting to children prenatally through things like home visitation, which was our first foray into early childhood, that taught us, hey, we got to open up a preschool. So we became the early Head Start grantee for children birth to 3. And then we said, gosh, we got a gap. Let's get into Head Start. So we started doing Head Start and preschool services. So really anything that prepares a child for school readiness, that they're born healthy, they're developing on track, and then getting into kindergarten ready to learn. We feel like that's our niche. That's how we change Memphis for the better, by pushing as many children as possible into successful kindergarten placements.
Give us some stats that warm your heart when you look at things like the number of youth served or the education and academic readiness for the kids. What are some stats that warm your heart?
Yeah, I think for us, it always starts with a healthy birth. 15 years ago, infant mortality was a scourge on this city. It was really out of hand. It was twice the rate that it is now. So we've, not just Porter-Leath, but a collection of agencies working in this space have reduced the infant mortality rate almost in half of what it was 15 years ago. So doing home visits with pregnant teens and pregnant moms and helping them deliver healthy and then being on track, that's really important. We look at things like school readiness. That rate for us is too low. Right now it's in the 30s, and we want to get that up even higher. And then third grade reading is really the target that we want to push. Right now it's about 26%. And it's a really important data point, because if you can't make that shift from learning to read to reading to learn by the end of third grade, you're 4 times more likely to drop out of high school. And so even though we're birth to 5, we really feel like we're part of a system, and we've got our school district partners and charter schools. We need them to pick up the mantle and keep pushing these kids to third grade to get ready for life success.
This ties in, and when you look at the power of literacy and books, that's a big piece of what you do as well, Books from Birth. Talk about Books from Birth and Dolly Parton's Imagination Library and how all that works.
Yeah, it's really a wonderful program. It's celebrating its 20th year, so we get a double anniversary this year. Each month, we're mailing out about 34,000 books to children at no cost to them. It's completely fundraised throughout the community. And they get a book in their name that's age appropriate. So an infant's getting the board book that they can chew on. And the idea is that we're stimulating that early learning from and parental contact. So that book comes in the mail. We encourage parents to sit down and take time to read at bath time or bedtime. And so it really is exciting. And the data tells us that children that get books from birth do better, not just academically, but socially in their schools once they transition to kindergarten and beyond. So it really is a great investment. We'd love for every family to sign up for books from birth.
One of the other things that you all do that has a very large ripple impact here in the community is the Teacher Excellence Program. And so talk about that and even training others. And so you do a lot.
Yeah. One of the things that we learned is that you can build great buildings and you can have great curriculum, but it all comes down to having a great teacher. And 20 years ago, there wasn't a lot of professional development available for preschool teachers. You had K-12 teachers getting all this work poured into them to help them develop. And so we realized that was a gap. So we started the Teacher Excellence Program to help not only train our teachers, but to train preschool educators around the city. We're really trying to professionalize that workforce. It's helped them build skills. Many of them finish our program and they go on to continue education, which is bringing up their income. And so it ultimately is bringing up the quality of preschool educators throughout Shelby County. And so that's something that we share with our childcare partners, with school districts. Anybody who's interested can contact us, and we'd love to help work with their teachers.
I love that you all too, though, are already looking ahead with this in the sense that, okay, we can't leave the kids alone. So we're going to send one of our team members while their team member comes to train. And so it really is a very collaborative, holistic approach, which I greatly appreciate. And that even, carries over into all the collaboration you do in the community, because collaboration is a big piece of the success for Porter-Leath. Talk about those aspects around collaboration.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that because we can't do this work alone. We have dozens of nonprofit partners, there's foundations, there's funders, there's advisory board members, there's our board of directors. It really takes all of us rowing in the same direction to get all of this to work. So we welcome any engagement. We have adopt a school opportunities. We have reading opportunities if people want to come in and spend time in our schools. It's not just us, it's all of us that have to work together to get these kids to kindergarten ready to learn.
Talk about the number of centers throughout the Mid-South and the facility side and your team too. Talk about your team.
Yeah, it's really changed in the last 30 days, to be honest with you. We became the grantee for Head Start throughout Shelby County. So about 2 months ago, we had about 300 employees and about 6 sites. And now we're on our way to 650 employees and really probably about 20 sites once we get all of them licensed and open. And so it's not just Porter-Leath locations, though. We have 40 childcare partners throughout the community, and we use our Next Memphis network, which we've been building over the last few years of high quality childcare partners. And so ultimately, we're in every nook and cranny throughout Shelby County, which is what we want. We want full coverage so that no matter where you live, what your zip code is, you deserve a high quality early childhood experience. And that's what we're delivering to them.
You mentioned the foster care piece of this and that you still do it. So touch on that side as well.
Yeah, it's really important to our legacy. That's really the program that started it all. And so today we have about 50 foster homes throughout Shelby County. We provide the training here and the support for families. And it really, we get infants all the way to children that are 17. And it's really important for them as well to be supported. So you think of a child that's 16 that comes into care, they're going to exit the system without a forever family if we don't plug in and engage. And so that's really an important legacy program for us. It's something that we want to continue to build on and make sure that those children are supported as well.
For families who are interested, you mentioned the training and the support network. Give us a little bit more detail. If someone says, "Hey, I'm really interested in learning more," what does that look like for them to become a foster family?
So they can contact us. Our website is porterleath.org, and all the information is there. there's no commitment. You could call us, go online. There's a number there. You could fill out an interest form, and you may sit down and visit with us and say, this wasn't for me, and that's okay too. But if you have that feeling and you say, I think this might be for me. I'm an empty nester, or I'm a family, and I want to make my family even larger. Give us a call, and we'll talk you through step by step. It's not too scary.
Well, and this will tie into volunteerism. We've had a chance ourselves through City Current to come in and do a number of volunteer days, and we do it with the Early Head Start program. And it's amazing. The kids are awesome. You go in there and you read and play games and work with the teachers. And such a cool experience. And you can do it in the morning and then, head to work. And so it fits into your schedule. Touch on some of those unique volunteer experiences, because this will also lead us over into a number of the events that you host. And so volunteerism does play a powerful role in what you do at Porter-Leath. Dive into volunteerism.
Yeah, we just can't do it all by ourselves. We need all the help that we can get. And so if your interest is reading, we love that. We have our Books from Birth program, and we take those books and we take them to the centers. And if you want to come in once a week, once a month, twice a year, whatever cadence you'd like, we'd love to have you there. It is amazing. You can't get out of that room without tons of hugs, and the kids just love our visitors, and the teachers. It's a big help for them as well. Some people like doing different odd jobs, so painting and supporting our maintenance team might be something people want to do. So there's really almost nothing you could ask to help us with that we would say no to. You want to do office work? Come on, we'd welcome that as well. So by contacting us, we'll match you to that experience that you want. We also work with youth groups as well, Boy Scouts, Eagle projects. We welcome those with adult supervision. And so just give us a call and we'll try to match you up with what you want to do with us.
For you as president, obviously you look at the evolution over the last 175 years for the organization. What is your vision for the future? When you look at the next 175 years, what are some of the things that you're looking to build toward? What are some of your goals?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, because being old doesn't make you good. Being good makes you good. And so for me, it's about having a culture of quality. One of our values is we do what we say. And so continuing that legacy, I think people trust us because they know we're careful about our commitments. We don't just say we're going to do something if we're not going to do it. And so I think going forward, working with the community, now that we have this Head Start grant, we need to do something with it. We need to show the community that we've been talking about this for years and years, and now it's here. Let's get that data going in the right direction. I mentioned, that K readiness was in the 30s. Could we double that? Let's make it in the 60s. And so we really want to dig in and make sure that we earn our keep. And I think that the future is very bright for young people in this community because Porter-Leath is continuing to thrive and grow.
You've mentioned data throughout in terms of using it to make decisions, to drive outcomes, to make an impact. I think that's a big trend when you look at, for all nonprofits, really being data driven. But when you look at the lessons that you've learned and how all of this is kind of taking shape, just like we're talking about with your vision for the future, what are a couple of lessons that you've learned as president of Porter-Leath that you would encourage others, whether they're here in the Mid-South or beyond, to really incorporate? So what would your words of encouragement be for others based on some of the lessons that you've been learning, throughout your career with Porter-Leath?
Yeah, this is my 27th year, so I'm really proud of that fact. And I've got a lot of knocks and bumps from things that didn't work. And so I think data is really important. We started a department here about 25 years ago called the Performance and Quality Improvement Department. And so we weren't the first, but we were one of the first that was able to really look at data and not just say from the heart that we do good work. We could actually prove to you that we do good work. And then we would get third-party assessments to come in and certify, yep, that's good data. And so I think over the years we've learned not everything works. And it's okay if you're a nonprofit and you build this amazing program from scratch, and then the data doesn't tell you it works. It's time to move on and invest those resources in what does. And so I think that's the culture that we have here. We're very transparent. Even with our failures, we just look at them as building blocks for the next success. And so I would encourage for-profit, nonprofit, make sure you can prove your worth and track that data and make sure that you tell a good story.
Well, you all host a number of big events for the Mid-South, easy ways for the community to get involved and support your efforts. So talk about some of those big event dates that we need to have on our calendar, and also, too, just how we can financially contribute and support your mission.
Yeah, so we love having our Raging Cajun Crawfish Festival. A lot of people come to that and go, I didn't know that was a Porter-Leath event, but it is. It's the third weekend in April. We have a big holiday campaign after Thanksgiving. You'll hear those announcements coming. We have 2,920 more children than we had last year. So we need a big turnout to make sure every child gets a new unwrapped gift for the holidays. We do other events throughout the year, so go to our website, porterleath.org. That's the place to volunteer. That's the place to see news and update, to look at our data. And certainly we would love any contributions that people might be willing to contribute.
Well, you never can say it enough in the world of media. So mention again, website, where do we go to learn more and get involved with Porter-Leath?
It's porterleath.org. Come see us.
That makes it easy. Well, Sean, thank you for all you and your amazing team do to power the good. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks, Jeremy. Great to be with you.
Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services is proud to power the City Current Show. We're a people-first company that protects what matters most, the families, businesses, and trailblazers that keep our community going. As one of the nation's top independent insurance firms, Higginbotham is a single-source solution for business insurance, employee benefits, HR services, and personal insurance that's customized for you. We're here to serve you, the people you care about, and your community. Call 866-377-1959 or visit higginbotham.com.